my name's Matt and I'm from Infamous Community Arts, and I'm here for Dudley Pay Week 2020, and as you can see we're doing something a little bit different with the social distancing that's happening at the moment, and I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make a kite, and hopefully you should be able to make this from pretty much everyday objects that are lying around the house that you might have in the house. So here are the materials you're going to need to make your kite. You're going to need some bin bags, some sellotape, some string, a pair of sharp scissors and some sticks. Right. So to start with, you are going to need 2 lengths of stick, and they can be anything, anything you can find lying around. They can be garden cane, bamboo, bits of dowel, but you need 2 different lengths. You need one that's going to be 70 centimeters long and another one that's going to be about 45 centimeters long. Don't have to be that accurate, it's not a problem. You might need the help of a grown-up to cut your sticks to the right lengths. That's the problem. I've also, if you can see here at the ends, I put these little notches in the end of the sticks, and they will become very self-apparent in a minute when we start making it. So, first job is that we're going to make our cross piece, and that involves just a very quick measure because you want to get kind of a center. So you put one stick against the other like so. That gives you an idea then where you're going, and you kind of roughly find the middle, and you just lay that on there like so, making sure that all your slots are facing the same direction, which these are not. Now they are. Right, so we need to join our 2 bits of stick together. Now there's different ways of doing it. I've got string, so I'm going to be tying them together. You can wrap them in sellotape. If you've got cable ties, you can cable tie together. It really doesn't matter as long as it's nice and strong. For this purposes, I'm going to use some string and I'm going to wrap them all together so they're all bound together. As you can see, it's over and under, so it locks all together, and then I will wrap between the 2 sticks like so, making sure it's nice and tight. That will lock it all together. And then just tie it off. Like so, one last knot to go in. So it's nice and sturdy, it's not going to go anywhere. I can slide that along a little bit just to make sure it's a bit more center. And if you wanted to, you can just get your scissors and just cut off the loose ends. So it looks a lot neater and tidier. Right, there we go. Next job is that we take our string again, and we are going to be tying the string. This is where our little slots come in. So we need to get a length of string and just roughly work out the distance so you know how much you're going to cut. That should be more than enough. The string will sit inside in little grooves. Right, now this is when it gets very tricky, so you might need a bit of patience, a bit of trial and error. So we're going to tie these 2 bits of string together with a knot, trying to keep it as tight as possible. Okay, and there we go. So cut off the loose bits again. That's the start of our kite frame. So that's our shape straight away there. So put that to one side. This is where your bin bags come in. So, alright. So here's our bin bag. So what we'll do is, one end is the open end of the bin bag and the other one is the sealed end. So what we want to do is we want to get rid
and that little bit at the bottom. So with our scissors we just cut that off. Like so. And then hopefully what we should have is a giant tube. Okay, so we've got a nice big giant tube that's open all the way through. There we go. Now we can lay our kite on top of that and it fits absolutely perfectly. So next step is we need to cut our plastic bin bag so that it fits the same shape of a diamond. And the easy way of doing that is we can fold over and actually use our kite as a guide. So I'm just doing that so I got a rough idea of where I need to cut. Now I'm going to leave about a 2 fingers width gap, and there's a reason for that. This is so we can fold it over the string and tape it down. So on the last side. And there we go. Now we've probably got 2 pieces here, being a tube. There we go. So we've got enough material to make 2 kites if you wanted to. So get that nice, as flat as smooth as possible. Lay our frame on top, and what we'll start doing is folding your plastic material over the string. Yes, so this is the really fiddly bit. So we're going to need our sellotape. I'll just get some little bits to start with, just to hold it in place. Okay, so that's all in place. Now we can just tidy up the tops and bottoms, again with more sellotape. And you just go straight across top and bottom. This little sticky out bit, we can get rid of that, that's not a problem. Make it all nice and neat. So what we're going to do is we're going to reinforce our corners, because that's where a lot of the strain is going to be. So just fold the sellotape over. Right, now I've done all the corners, what I'm going to do now is go back and just reinforce a bit of tape all these overlapping bits. So, get a nice length. Stick it down. Okay, and there we go. That's our kite made. So the next step is we have to make a tail to go on this kite. Now there's a reason why diamond kites have tails on them, so it's so that it keeps them upright when they're floating in the air. So get your string again, and using your kite as a measuring tool, you want 1, 2, 3, 3 lengths of string, like that. We'll just cut it off, and that's going to make the start for our tail. So I tie this on. Yeah, nice and tight. Just a couple of knots like so. Again, you can cut off the excess. Right, so to make our tail, we can use all the offcuts from when we were making our pattern, and we just literally scrunch them up and we wrap it around. And we tie a knot into it. Like so. Now we probably want about 3 or 4 of these on our kite. Right, I'll just get rid of the excess on there. And that's our tail. And you can make it as decorative or as simple as you like. You can use any kind of rags or anything. The idea is that it gives stability when the kite is flying in the air. Alright, now the last thing we need to do is we need to be able to attach our guideline to it so we can fly it in the air. So same again, we'll use our kite as a measuring tool. So I'll take 1 length, 2 length roughly, cut that. Attach one end at the bottom. Like so. Attach another bit at the top. Like so. Making sure it's nice and tight. Again, I'll just get rid of little bits of excess. Right, now trick here is try and make this 90 degrees and then you tie a little loop knot in. Like so. And that then is you tie your normal string then onto that. And that's what you use then to fly it. And here's our finished kite. And just to show that you don't have to just make it out of bin bags, you can make them out of all kinds of materials. Here's another one I made earlier. And this is just using wrapping paper, and I've used some bamboo from the bottom of the garden. So as I said, you can make these kites out of literally anything from newspapers, bin bags, wrapping paper and shopping bags. You know, the important thing is to have a go, have fun and enjoy yourselves whilst making it. And enjoy the rest of Dudley Play Week. Thank you very much.